Hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you again, and we really are looking forward to sharing more information about Let's Talk Energy. This is episode 8. We decided to introduce these podcasts because some people know about energy, some people don't. But in these bite-sized conversations that we have, we explore energy in more detail to give you more insight about how important and impactful our energy can actually be. So I would like to introduce myself. I'm Jo Dahl, and just introducing my beautiful friend and colleague.
I'm Amanda Brooks. Hello.
So at the beginning of each podcast, we start by introducing a tool. Now, I have to share a little secret with you. When we decide to do this and we have a little conversation before we go live, we always go, oh, what are we going to talk about today? So, Amanda, what's your tool of the week today?
Well, mine's actually an essential oil blend. It's called Focus. You probably can't really see it because it's not in focus. But it's basically a blend of different oils from, this one's actually from Neil's Yard, but obviously you can get them from different places. And this is got uplifting orange, it's got rosemary and peppermint, and it's really good for bringing clarity of focus in. So sometimes it's been coming into the sessions where people have to smell it, sometimes it's on their body, sometimes I dab it on my wrists, especially if I'm trying to focus on something and I literally can't. What's your tool been?
Just to add to that as well, because there will be a lot of people at the moment taking mock GCSEs and mock A levels, that oil will be fantastic if people are studying. So that's something to bear in mind.
Yes.
My tool at the moment is it a tool? It's a difficult one. It's degaussing. What do we mean by that? It means just going through your auric field to demagnetize it, to de-stress it from electromagnetic toxins. And I'm trying to do the cold shower because that's the best way of doing it. But at the moment, because of the weather, I really, really, really don't like that. And so the other way to do it is to use a hairdryer side on and sweep it through your aura. So that's what I've been doing all week, just to de-stress my system.
I think that's a brilliant tool because that's something everyone can normally use
Yeah.
because most houses have got a hairdryer, and it's like you said, it's to me, yeah, that's an amazing tool.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. And like you said, both of them can help with so many different things that are going on. So today we are going to be speaking about how to clear energy at that deeper level, as well as affirmations and afformations. So this is about, what do we mean by clearing energy at a deeper level? So Jo, what do we mean?
So sometimes we can clear our own energy. You know, we've talked a lot about how you can do that very simply, but sometimes you just know that something's a bit stuck, a bit sticky within you. And you know in your library that you've tried the things that you know, but you still don't feel like things are flowing easily. There may be some dis-ease within the energetic system. And so I think what we mean by this is it's like at that point, maybe that's the time to seek some energetic help. And so today we're just going to touch on some of the different ways in which you can explore a deeper dive into energy healing and energy clearing. So where would you start with that, Amanda?
Well, the place where I've been starting, to be honest, for that since 93, which is with the kinesiology. So it's with the muscle testing, because by doing that, you're asking the body, what is it of all the things that I know and that the client knows? And it's like the body goes through a menu. It's like a computer, and it just keeps going down, fine tuning, fine tuning, fine tuning, till it finds, if you do this thing and that thing, then actually that's going to bring in balance. And so kinesiology is the main backbone, excuse the pun with being a chiropractor, but it's that backbone of the business. And to me, it helps us to tailor make each session. Because no two sessions are ever the same, are they, Jo?
No, never ever. And I think the gift of kinesiology is that it's like becoming a detective.
Mm.
So, because we have under our energetic library, so to speak, so many different avenues and tools and learnings, that the body can pick and choose the most obscure range of corrections that maybe by just reaching out to one modality, the body doesn't have access to. So just to give you an example, so the body might choose to think something. You might place your hands on your body. You might bring in an essence, an oil, a crystal, a whole range of different things. But by just having that real mix of things within the corrections, the body goes, we reach the sweet spot, and the body knows then that it can release whatever needs to be released. So I absolutely agree with you, which is why we're both kinesiologists, isn't it? Yeah, so the other thing that you can do is there's all sorts of other modalities for healing, healing energy. And we're going to explore some of these in more detail in the coming episodes. But one of the ones that I think you particularly are really focused on with your wisdom is chakra clearing. Can you explain a little bit about that for our listeners, please?
Yes, so many people have heard of the chakras, but many also have not. And we look within the kinesiology, or at the moment, we're looking at 7 major ones. And they are where there are a lot of nerve plexuses in the body. So that means there's a lot of biochemical information. So you'll hear them called chakras or energy centers, but they are where the body is exchanging a plethora of different instructions. And what happens is our system, when it gets stressed, when it's not functioning well, when we maybe haven't eaten well or rested the way we need to, the nerve plexuses can get a little bit, I'm going to call them tarnished. So it's like they get a bit dusty, and therefore information's not flowing in the way that it did. And it can go on like that for ages. And then suddenly one day it's almost like you're not well. And you're like, well, what have I done? I haven't done anything. But what it is, it's that build up. And what I found is that by working on each of the individual chakras, sometimes the whole lot in one session, and dusting it off, clearing it out, getting the energy flow working, it acts like this amazing pick me up tonic. And it gets your energy flowing, the information coursing through your body in the way that it's meant to, the way that it's designed to. Because when our chakra system is happy, then our physical body and then our energetic system has much, much more balance. As you can tell, I get quite excited about this. Apologies, because I just find it such a great thing. And I've been working with them actually since 93. So they really are. And I know for yourself, spiritual healing, that's another, when I say avenue, that sounds like it's a completely different way of doing things, but I know that it's something that really makes your heart sing, that you bring in with your work, don't you, Jo?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, I think that there's so much more than just us.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes when we call on a bigger energy than just us, then that's when profound clearing can take place, but in such a gentle way. And for our listeners, I think, if somebody's energy is so depleted, if somebody's really poorly or they've had some kind of shock or trauma in their lives and their energy is so depleted, spiritual healing can be such a gentle way of beginning to resource ourselves to then seek other healing from other modalities. Because if the energy system is so depleted, then even the thought of going to see somebody can be too overwhelming. And so what we will share in the resources is the name of an organisation that offers spiritual healing. And obviously I offer spiritual healing as well. One of the other things just to touch on is the energy within our home and where we live. And that, again, is something that we're both passionate about, but particularly you.
I am because we spend now pre-COVID, we would spend at least 8 to 10 hours in our home. Since then, for a lot of people working from home or being hybrid, we spend a lot more time. We will maybe go out and we will polish our car, we will do all those types of things. But what we forget about is the energy in the house. And it isn't just about decluttering, although that can be a massive impact, but it's about the energies and the emotions that are in the actual fabric of buildings. So it's like when people have an argument, might not be you, it might be people that owned the building years ago. It gets caught in. And my mum always used to say, when people came around to do work on the house, always be really nice, make them loads of cups of tea, be really nice, be real friendly. And I understood it was politeness. But as I've got older, I've realized, well, actually, yes, because if you've got someone working on your house and they're in a happy space, that's happy energy going into your home. And the amount of times that I've had to do work on the house in order for somebody to be able to shift forward is getting more and more. And I think it's because of all the buildings that are going up, it's all the different pockets where we've got the energies of the earth changing, the pockets of trauma from past wars and everything is seeping up, and it's causing disarray within our system. So yeah, again, I could talk about that one for ages.
Well,
But
maybe we should maybe talk about that in more detail on another episode. I
yeah,
just have to say here, folks, Amanda doesn't go out and polish her car very often, so don't think that it's on the to-do list. So just wanted to name that now. Unless I'm mistaken, Amanda Brooks.
no, you are definitely not.
Oh, bless you. So there's loads of other modalities for energy healing. And like we said earlier, we will be exploring these in more detail, just to give you insights and information for your choice as to how you feel you would like to work deeper with your own energy. So, Amanda, we've got something that we'd like to offer our beautiful community of listeners.
Yes, so this is it's in line with the second part of the topic for this, which is about affirmations. So Joe mentioned earlier we'd be talking about affirmations and afformations. Lots of people have heard of affirmations where you go, I am happy, and you would repeat it so many times until you really felt it. If I say it fits in a little bit with the fake it until you make it, that makes it sound like I'm denigrating it, and I'm not. It's just the fact that sometimes that is what we will do in order to pick ourselves up. But what can happen if the body hasn't got that energetic shift and change, and then you're saying it and your body goes, but I don't feel it, really don't feel it. And it can sometimes spiral you downwards. So that's where the affirmations come in, where you're putting like a question word in front of it. So it'd be like, why am I so happy? Which gets the subconscious mind looking for reasons. Well, why am I so happy? And then it starts to look, so it actually stimulates the reticular activating system, which is a bunch of neurons in the brain looking for patterns. So it does that. So with the affirmations, what I'm going to do is for the people that are signed on to our community list, you'll have seen the email address to subscribe below. And if you've already subscribed, you will be getting these, don't worry. And what it is I'm going to do a list of maybe 4 or 5 different affirmations for the different parts of our life. So it could be around wealth, around health, relationships, career, job, being a parent. But I thought if I put some different examples in, that it would give you a bit of a support about how to actually bring these into life. And one of the things I often do is I will do one and I repeat it 11 times in a row, a couple of times a day. And I will do that for about 21 days, because it can take 21 days for patterns to come into our system. And you might think, oh, I've done it 3 days. Well, why is it not happening? How have we done that, Joe? How many times I've done that? Have you done that?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I expect it in the first time I say it.
But the thing is that by doing it, it is retraining the brain to start looking for new patterns. Because when we worry about something and we go round and round and round and worry and worry and worry, we start to attract in more of that energy. So by doing the like, why do I feel so abundant right now? Why do I feel so abundant right now? Then it starts looking around and go, oh, actually, there's a lot of sky out there. Oh, you know, I've got food in my fridge. It might not be a lot, it might just be a slab of cheese, but that's food. So, and that's the thing. So, it's the affirmations, I find them much, much more powerful. I do love affirmations, I really do love them. I just find that when they come up in a session for the affirmations, the shift the clients get is so much more. I mean, what about you, Joe? How do you find them?
So I think so many of us, and I am guilty of this as well. We have a record player going on in our brains sometimes. So we can really be hard on ourselves. We would never be that hard on our friends, but we're that hard on ourselves. It's the chatter, isn't it? It's the little voice that's going, you'll never do this, you can't do that, you're no good at this, you know what I mean, you'll never have anything, you can't go on holiday. The whole stories are there. And I think you're right, it's about re-educating, retraining the brain to think, but think and feel. I think that's the really key thing here. Think and feel in a positive way. How many times have we heard, if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. Well, very much so. Affirmations and afformations are you can. And even if you're not fully embodying it initially, over the time of repetition, then you can start to begin to feel it. And what I find with clients sometimes, and it's not comfortable, is sometimes they have to say it out loud with conviction, and sometimes I have to say it looking in a mirror. And those are when there's real kind of whoa moments. So, these are really powerful tools and they're so simple. So, where do we get inspiration for our affirmations and afformations? Where can people go to have an exploration of ideas?
I mean, one of the first places I would go is see what you actually are saying to yourself and then see how you can flip that into an affirmation personally. But otherwise, books, different places like that. Again, it's think about what is it that you are wanting in life? What is it that you are wanting to attract or to be more aware of that's in your life? And then just look to see how can putting a why in there make that difference, because it can be that simple. It really can be that simple. One of the things I do suggest that you do not do is go, why don't I win the lottery? Why don't I win the lottery? Or why is it so easy to win the lottery? And the reason I say that is because over the decades, I've tried it. And I have come to realize that what it comes down to a lot is about the luck of the draw and things like that. So I would be changing that into, why am I so lucky? Why do great things happen to me every day?
Yeah.
And you might at the end of the day go, well, nothing great happened. But it kind of did, didn't it? Because a great thing is you got up, you had food.
Yeah.
They're great things. And it's about that. It's about that side of it. So I'd be looking to do it on things that literally, have that ability to bring forth that inner gratitude of what is already there. Because start with what you've already, in a sense, got, so that your system can go, oh, yeah, you know what? That's so true. That is so true. And then you can start to bring in those other parts. But there's other places as well, as you know, Joe, because you use affirmation cards, don't you?
Yes, I mean, there's affirmation cards, there's oracle cards. You can find affirmation books and you can just put the why in there. For anybody who is a chat GPT fan, you can ask there. That to kind of create some affirmations or affirmations for you. And I think, with all of these tools, it's about changing your vibration, changing your body's frequency to a different level. And when we start to resonate at a new level, a clearer level, then we open the energy pathways for magic to happen. So thank you for explaining about affirmations and affirmations, and we hope that you, the listeners, are gathering more and more information about the energy tools that are available to you, either for yourselves or to seek help from other people. Today we've spoken about going a little bit deeper with energy healing and clearing. And if you need more information on any of those, then do reach out on our email address. And our next podcast, we will be exploring life force energy and what that is. And also, I'm going to talk about meridians in more detail and Amanda's absolute pet topic and passion, chakras, in more detail. So for now, it is goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.